We've only got about 10 minutes, babe, so we're going to go real hard, okay? Real hard. All kinds of natural disasters have been occurring. Let's take a look at some of them, shall we? Let's start off with floods and fires. Right there, floods, forest fires. Let's go. As we speak right now, there's a flood watch in Indiana. We'll get to that. American Midwest, August 2026. Water up to the microwaves, as predicted by that chick. She said there'd be water up to the microwaves, and there it is, up to the microwaves. 2019, there were 4 fires. 2021, there was 12 fires. 2023, 14 fires. Now 17. Now 36. 48 fires in 2024. Where were our heroes at, man? Where you guys at, dog? Now we had 17. 37. So far, 48 fires in 2025. So what's going on? So I think I got my numbers wrong there. You can go research it your damn self. Fires are way up in 2025, 2024. We're up to 48 fires. We had 14 all the time. We had 4 up to this point. Gee, fires are just popping off like crazy. What's going on, man? What's going on with all these fires, man? Hey, everywhere. Everything's on fire. Where's the fireman, man? Where's the water? Where's the fire hydrant? Where's the water in the old dam? Doesn't look like anybody's got any water. Doesn't look like anybody's doing any work on their areas. It looks like a bunch of lies to me. Looks like somebody playing us, and maybe they burning us out. What do you know, huh? Who would know? So 74% of floods are caused by climate change? You positive about that? Let's get into them. Rising seas? Don't hear about that on the news. Rising seas? Rising seas, more flooding. From what? What's going on, man? Oh, you mean stuff like this? Like stuff that people were predicting when people say nothing ever happens? Well, it looks like something's happening there, man. Maybe it ain't happening to your house, bro. Looks to me like something's happening right there, dog. Here's some flood safety tips for you people that nothing ever happens to. You know, just in case stuff does. Because it might. Gee, flash flooding sure seems to be up because back in the day, they didn't even keep records of this stuff. What's going on? Let's take a look in the back in the day on this. 3,600 warnings so far. The year before, 3,000 flash flood warnings in America. In the Hurricane Katrina years, they kept no count of floods, but the year after, they do. The year after, there was 342. But the year before Katrina, they kept no official records. So we went from 342 floods to over 3,000 a year. Gee, what's going on, man? Where is everybody? How come we're not being told why so many more floods are going on? Seems like there's a lot more fires, a lot more floods. See, I bet you if you did your checking on earthquakes, I bet you there's a lot more earthquakes. I bet you there's a lot more volcanic activity. I bet you there's a lot more tornadoes. There's a lot more of everything, isn't there? How come we're not being told about this on the news? What's going on, man? Earthquakes per year? You know, it kind of looks to me like that's on the way up. What's going on, man? Earthquakes in Oklahoma? I mean, why would there be earthquakes in Oklahoma? Look at that. I mean, what's going on over there? Well, it looks like earthquake activity's up a little bit to me. You know, magnitude 6.8 right there. I mean, it looks to me like earthquake activity's up quite a bit. You know, you can check your own damn stats. Go check these shit yourself, man. These are all right off the internet, yo. They got a new high-tech way of checking this out, but they ain't telling you that they have this way to check out the coast. They know when stuff's going to pop off. Look at some of these graphics here, yo. I mean, have you heard about this technology? Have you heard Caltech talking to you about this, that they see below this area? No, you haven't heard nothing. Why aren't you telling us about these new technologies? You know when stuff's going to pop off. You can tell. That right there tells you that there's a problem area. There's no problem area there. Really? You wouldn't lie to me now, would you, Caltech? Because that looks to me like there's some sort of problem maybe that could pop off right there. I mean, I think a third grader could amortize that. Okay, that right there is a scary graphic. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out something strange is going on. There's a lot of pressure and energy under there. Now, why are they hiding that from you, the American citizen, and all of these fires and these earthquakes? All this stuff's on the rise. What could cause all of that? Gee, I wonder. Let's think about it while we're screwing a guy over that's putting out the best shit ever. So yeah, you don't think you don't think they know when stuff's gonna pop off? Really? Why? Tell me how you don't think they know. Look at this stuff. Have you ever seen any of this stuff on TV? Nah, they know exactly when stuff's going to pop off, when to leave town. They know when to leave town. They ain't going to tell you when to leave town, but they know when to bail. I don't know why anybody would be worried about any of that sort of, graphic there. I mean, gee, that looks like the entire California area has a serious issue under the fault line. Let's talk about this fault line. This little son of a right down here, this Hayward Fault. And if you take a look at this Hayward Fault right down there in the bottom right hand corner, it says Hayward Fault. And if you follow that right down, that's where that new little California little thing's gonna be. California's gonna have, yeah, you got it. It's gonna be sweet looking too. It's gonna be kind of like that, bro. It's going to be like all tilted off like that. It's going to be saying, let's hook up. So that's what you're looking at right there. The Hayward Fault popping off. They're worried. Go ahead and take a look at the three types of faults. There's a hanging wall fault. There's one that pushes up, one that pushes down, one that goes to, one that goes fro. Here's volcanic activity, earthquake activity on the rise. Another chart, another graphic to bore you to death. Okay, go bore yourself somewhere else. But there's some more graphics showing stuff's on the rise, yo. The Hayward Calaveras fault link means potentially larger quakes. See that Calaveras where that's going to split? And then it's going to hit that Hayward fault. And that's going to be where the earthquake probably starts. That's going to be where this water all comes rushing into this area instantly. That drop will be a massive one. This is the area they're worried about. The Hayward Fault risk is upgraded. Look right where that fault goes through. That's right where that new ocean's going to go through. That I'm going to be floating my boat up and down, yo. I'm not going to call it chilling the most. That name's already been taken. Okay? The San Andreas Fault could unleash a bigger earthquake than ever seen before. Now, if you take that section right there and you chop that off, I believe within about 100 miles inland of that, and that area right there is going to, that's how that area is going to fill in. You see how that sea is going to fill in? That crack right there is going to break off. That water is going to come rushing in both sides of that ocean, that little mini inland ocean, and that thing's going to fill up. And California is going to have its own. And I want to get with it ASAP, right after the shift. Cali's going underwater on that other side of that line, yo. The California Academy of Sciences has some pretty cool stuff they're not sharing with the rest of the world. We want to know why we don't get to see these graphics on TV, buddy. What's going on? Why are you hiding this from us? It's the only reason for what's going on. It has nothing to do with your tailpipe, has nothing to do with anything else. It's this object causing a new North Pole down around the South Atlantic anomaly area as it comes from pretty close to the equator, right where the sun shines on the earth. It's coming from the same location. You need to prepare for this item's arrival. No one's going to tell you about it except Greg, apparently. Anybody can borrow me 20 bucks? Kind of hungry. American Midwest, August 2026. Water up to the microwaves as prophesized. Two suns shown in the sky at the time of the rapture. I'm on it, folks. I'm never wrong. Stock up and prepare.